Hey, what's up, ecosystem? Are we live or what? I'm just making sure. Check, check. So, welcome back to Auto Transport Intel. We are live and we're going to talk about the vehicle reconditioning process. All right, so we know that car dealers sell cars and auto transporters move cars. Okay, usually cars bought at auto auctions need to be fixed up a little before they can be sold. When car dealerships buy cars from auctions and hire auto transporters to pick them up and bring them back to the dealership, they're on a tight timeline, and they assume everyone understands that. So if the car was bought at an auction and it's not at the dealership, where is it? Is it on the truck? Has it been picked up? What's the status? Do you know how many dollars per day are lost by the dealer if the car isn't ready to be sold? Can the car be sold the day it shows up at the dealership? And how many days will it take for the car to be ready to be sold? Does anybody care? The dealer cares. And they need to sell that car within 30 days of buying it. And they need to manage the vehicle reconditioning process. And they need everyone to be on the same page. And that's the topic tonight. So please join the live chat. Ask your questions, share your thoughts, grow your business, because it's Tuesday nights live on Auto Transport Intel. I'm Jay, your host. Welcome back to the show. Hey, what's up, you guys? I love Tuesday nights too. Thank you so much for tuning in for Tuesday Nights Live on Auto Transport Intel. I'm Jay, your host, and it's Tuesday Nights Live, everybody. Mic check 1, 2, 3. Let me know if you can see me and hear me okay. Thank you for taking the time and joining the event of the week. Let's do this. If it's your first time, you're lucky, because you're welcome here. This is Auto Transport Intel. We welcome all the verticals from OEM to dispatcher and everything in between. If you're learning, if you've been here forever, if you're just trying to brush up on something, or maybe you're a dealer, insurance tech company, you are welcome. Please do say hello. We're going to go into the live chat. We're going to say hello in the live chat. And I want to say hello to you. So promote your company, your product, your service, share your email, telephone number, URL, if you're a Scorpio. And then we're going to go into industry news. Now, at the quarter hour on Tuesday nights, it's the big segment. It's really growing in popularity. Industry news, national news, social media news, front of the store, back of the store, what's being talked about, auto transport tech, car shipping trends, and vehicle logistics information. It's all in there. It's a long segment and it's great. And then we're going to go into the interview with Brady Thurgood. Now, he is the CEO and founder of Carketa. And you want to get some Carketa, go to getcarketa.com. Go there right now. Get some Carketa. We're going to learn from Brady what is Carketa. We're going to get an overview. Then Ty Shiffler, implementation specialist, is going to join us. He's going to give us a light overview of what Carketa looks like, what it does, the vehicle reconditioning process. You're going to see it, right? And then we're going to learn more about it with Jason Berry. He is co-founder, and he's a dealer with transport experience. So we have it all. We're going to be talking inside and out of the vehicle reconditioning process. It's so apropos. It's going to be great. So here's what we're going to do, right? We're 5 minutes into the show, so I'm going to go into Hello Live Chat right after this. Oh, by the way, do me a favor. After you leave that like, go ahead and hit that share button. If you hit share, you can hit copy. Grab that YouTube link. Text it, email it, share it on social media. Say, oh my goodness, this is the dealer event you've been waiting for all day. And there's been some great stuff today. But this is it, man. Join Auto Transport Intel live. And listen, if you are researching and you really want to take a really deep dive into auto transport business information, go to autotransportintel.com, click on sign up, become an ATI insider. And we want to make sure that we'll put you in touch with Ty. Maybe you can join the next roundtable. So stick around, because after this, we're going to go into the live chat. I can't wait to talk to you.
Are you completely stressed out from all the calls and the contracts and the verification of loads when nobody answers the phone? Call Murphy Auto Dispatch Services today. Murphy Auto Dispatch Services has over 15 years of experience in the transport industry. We are your office while you are on the road. We book, we verify, and we bill out your loads for you. We have an excellent accounting staff and an even better dispatch team. Give us a call today at 417-273-0021. Or if you want to email me, it's murphyautotransport31@yahoo.com. Give us a call today.
That's right. That's the voice of Sue at Murphy Auto Transport, Murphy Auto Dispatch Services. You can see the link in the live chat. There's the website, email, phone number. Are you looking for a dispatcher? She runs a dispatch office. She has a dispatch team. She also is a fully licensed broker, and she can help you. She's my co-host every Thursday at noon on Dispatching Live. Thank you, Sue, for everything you do. So we're going to go into the live chat now. So I want to say hello to you guys. I want you to say hello to me. I got to rewind it to the beginning, so bear with me. But we had Ty from Cars on the Move in here first. This is where I find my car hauling business intel. Thank you, Ty, for everything you do, buddy. I really appreciate it. Andrew Serica is in here. He says it's his favorite channel too. Thank you, Andrew. Andrew joined us for the round table. Some of the people you see in the live chat, you'll see in the round table. So if you go back and watch those shows, you can get to know them. Kimberly, thank you for everything you do. Kimberly runs the live chat. If you need help with Auto Transport Intel, Kimberly is in the live chat running that. Thank you so much, Kimberly. Mark Rodeke, Superflow Systems, is here. Looking forward to the show. He says this channel is awesome too. Thank you, Mark. Thank you so much, buddy. I really do appreciate that. Andrew Serica, let's see who else. Oh, Nick Medor is in here. He loves Tuesday nights. Thank you, Nick. I really appreciate it. It's great to see you in here. Again, please feel free to promote if you've got a URL you want to share. Whatever your information is, so that people get to know who you are. Like Carlos Braxton, ACB Logistics. I know Carlos because Carlos made it in for a roundtable, and we got to see him and talk to him. Thank you, Carlos, for tuning in. He's a super fan. A super fan. Thank you so much. Michael McInerney. I get screwed up on this. Michael McInerney. Dang it. McInerney. Okay, thank you so much. Michael, right? Giving a shout out. I'll tell you what, let me go ahead and ring the bell for Michael, because Michael Michael and Alex joined us on Cars on the Move from Fortress Mobile. We had a great show. You want to check that out? I think it made industry news, actually. So thanks, Michael, from Fortress Mobile. Vistaga says hello. Hey, what's up, Vistaga? Thanks for tuning in, saying hello. Yeah, are we having fun? I think I'm having a little bit of fun. I think what happens is I prep all day, and then I go live, and then I start having fun again. So, you know, I appreciate it. Thank you guys for joining me. Brady Thurgood, he's in the live chat. What's up, Brady? This is going to be a great show. It's going to be a great interview. Can't wait to talk about Carketa. Danny B is here. What's up, Danny B? Saying hello to everyone. That's awesome. And Michael says, looking good. Thank you so much. Oh, Ty has got, so there we go. This is, if you love cowbell, or maybe one of the other props. Nah, not that one. Maybe that one. If you've got one of the dispatching live props you want me to use, please do feel free to put it in the super chat and promote your company. Make it rain. Thank you so much, Ty. I really appreciate it. And then there's some hellos back and forth because the community is hopping and popping. So, another interesting week. I got some stuff in industry news where I do the recap of the week. But, ATI goes live 4 times a week now. So, yeah, we do the Tuesday nights live, build up to that. And then Wednesday is the DOT compliance show. So if you need DOT compliance, you got regulations questions. We do that on Wednesdays at noon. On Thursdays at noon, we talk about load boards and load search advice. And then on Fridays at noon, we do Ty is live in the transport parking lot, Cars on the Move, where we connect dealers, auctions, and carriers. And that's a big deal, and it fits into today's show. Actually, the more I think about it, more and more, I think Cars on the Move has the most to do with Tuesday nights live. So we kind of tie the two together. But look at this. Did you see this? Talk about ringing the cowbell. Mark Grodicke, thank you so much. This is the fun channel. You have to balance. Somehow you have to balance. It's information and entertainment. It's kind of like automotive late night. And so I try to maintain the balance. So thank you, Mark, for ringing the bell. It means a lot. Thank you so much for your participation, support of this channel, and Auto Transport Intel really appreciates Superflow Systems. In fact, I think Superflow Systems, you know what's going to happen right after this? Superflow Systems.
Superflow Systems is excited to introduce DispatchCenter.com, a full-service load board for brokers, shippers, carriers, and drivers, featuring integrations with Truckify mobile app and iTruckPay. Use Route Scout technology to build your routes. Maximize truck capacity. Stay loaded at the highest available revenue with the least amount of driving miles. Tell us your lanes. Loadification will alert you to new loads posting in your route. Views instant load notifications sent with Book Now features. Search and book loads directly through the Truckify mobile app. Brokers and shippers, post your loads to Dispatch Center. Give authorized carriers the opportunity to instantly book your loads. Dispatch Center powers the Truckify mobile app, allowing instant load assignment to the driver. Truckify will send inspection reports, geo-located pickup and delivery photos, BOLs, and invoices back to the broker. Brokers, shippers, carriers, and drivers, Dispatch Center, and Truckify have what you need to be more profitable every day.
Dispatch Center is a software by Superflow Systems. Mark is in the live chat to answer questions if you have a software question. You can also find the link to dispatchcenter.com. Go ahead, click on that, get signed up. It's a load board and more. And it's connected to the Truckify mobile app. He's got his phone number, email address. The deal with Superflow Systems is it's end-to-end car hauling software. So from the moment you get your lead, you put it in your CRM, you manage your lead, then you can either dispatch it to a trucking company, post it on the load board, send it to the mobile app. Then there's iTruckPay on the back end to help make sure they get paid, inspection process, electronic BOL, etc. You name it. If you have a question, Mark is in the live chat and he wants to help you. And Mark, this show is right up your alley. Another software show, and also, Fortress Mobile from Friday. I think you would dig that too. We were talking a lot about video cameras connecting to the mobile app, cloud-based system, etc. So, software more and more. It seems like, I think at least once a month, the topic on a Tuesday night is somehow software related. So, I hope you like software. Welcome to the show. All right, let's go into industry news. It's that time. So, Carketa vehicle reconditioning. This is Auto Transport Intel Tuesday Nights Live, episode 176 in a row on a Tuesday night. So what are we talking about? So people ask, what does vehicle reconditioning mean? And what it means is to repair, restore, and renew a vehicle, right? Vehicle reconditioning is getting that thing ready to be sold for the highest price that you can get. And so you use software like Carketa to manage the vehicle reconditioning process, because it's a process, right? How does a vehicle get from wherever you got it from through the process ready to be sold? It's a reconditioning process. And I do thank you so much for sharing this on Instagram. Jason Berry shared this on Instagram today. Thank you so much, Jason. I really appreciate that. At Auto Transport Intel, I put this together. I identified the auto transport ecosystem, right? OEMs, auctions, dealers, shippers, brokers, services, carriers, equipment, regulations, and loads. Those are all the verticals. And so what we're doing tonight is we're going to connect some of these verticals again. Dealers with services as it relates to carriers in the vehicle reconditioning process. I almost circled loads, and I probably should have. So, dang it, Jay, you already missed one. All right. Well, we go from the back of the store to the front of the store. When I say back of the store, transport parking lot. This is where is the car? We're ready to put it in the vehicle reconditioning process. In front of the store, that thing is ready to be sold. Back of the store, front of the store, every week. And I do say 2021 is the year of the hybrid, where digital meets physical. I think it makes sense. And we also have memes. We can't get by without memes. That glorious moment when the sign instructs you to do a burnout. And I had to look at that. And I can see what you're saying. Officer, I just was following the sign. If you keep a baseball bat in your car, also keep a glove. Your lawyer will thank you. Okay, good point. 2 for 2 on logic. Dispatch be like appointment, still good for 6 a.m.? It's pretty relevant right now for much of the Midwest, Northeast, and the globe. Also, when employers want 10 years experience before you turn 20. Thank you, JD, for sharing that meme. It does make a lot of sense. So those are your future drivers. Actually, they'd probably pass that law if they could. Did you see this? Nissan Office Pod concept as a digital nomad's dream car. I was thinking dispatcher broker of the future, right? Or maybe next week. I don't know. Could be. It's possible. So a lot of people are missing NADA. Are you missing NADA? This is where I was a year ago at NADA in Vegas. I walked in, giant lobby, everything's going crazy, NADA show everywhere. Got to the ACV auctions booth, going crazy, ACV everywhere. And then I went over to the Cox Automotive booth, Cox Automotive everywhere. But today, you know what I did most of the day today? This was a little different. Today, I actually spent most of my time at the FixedOpsRoundtable.com event. It's also going to go it started today. It's going to go tomorrow and Thursday. You go to FixedOpsRoundtable.com. It's free. Go ahead and get signed up. And found this in process. There it is. This word process is very popular at dealerships. Because without a process, what are you doing? You're just making up. Look at all the companies that have processes. Amazon has a process. Walmart has a process. Everybody has a process, right? And if you're a business and you're serious, you develop a process. I thought that was, man, thank you so much, Ted Ings, Roundtable. And Ed Roberts was on the show. I watched that. Actually, Ted has a lot of people on his show. And, there was an overlap. There's Ed on Auto Transporter. There's Anthony Montero. There's Tully Williams. All those guys were on Ted Ings, FixedOpsRoundtable.com today. Seriously, I mean it. Go to FixedOpsRoundtable.com. Get signed up. And that if you're at home tomorrow or something like that, you got definitely a lot of information. You'll learn a lot. It's cool, and it kind of again overlaps into what we're talking about today. Tonight, automotive logistics on Auto Transport Intel. Did you see Christopher Ludwig on Auto Transport Intel? That was that a couple weeks ago? And then their event. So here's the good news. If you missed the Automotive Logistics and Supply Chain North America event, you can actually now go to automotivelogistics.media. let me know if you need help. Send me an email, autotransportintel@gmail.com, and I'll make sure you have the link and that you can get there. But you can now watch all of the videos on demand. It's free. North America supply chains, vehicle sales and production, lithium battery supply chain, lots of great stuff. It's free, it's on demand, it's archived, and it's there for you. So, moment of silence. Okay. All right. You guys know that I had the Groundhogs Roundtable. Well, I lost a subscriber. But I'm still trying to figure out what he means. You gone to noise and shout out, so I'll unsubscribe. Okay. Well, moment of silence, everybody, because I'm sorry. I have to apologize. For the noise and the shout outs, I'm sorry. Okay. All right, moving on. I'm just going to move on. But did you catch that roundtable? There was a lot of noise and shout-outs. Man, that was the one, that was the January roundtable. That was a great show. Thanks, everybody, for the noise and the shout-outs. And then we went on to Groundhog's car hauling roundtable. We had even more noise and shout-outs. So I want to thank everybody that was participating in that show. That was an amazing show. So much fun, so much information. And it's great to put a name with a face, hear your story, what's going on with your business. What a great way to learn and share. And I saw this today. This was on just like a blog that I don't even know how many people saw this. What affects car shipping cost? And you're right, vehicle size, condition, distance, the locations, other features, types of transport, season, price of fuel. Great stuff. That's what I do on Auto Transport Intel. I'm always looking for places to share information so that I don't have to write it all, right? So I'm not here all day, every day. But this is how you get your car shipping news. It's on Auto Transport Intel. Now, Tuesday nights is the flagship show, but we do have a lot more to offer you. And if you want to, hey, let's work together. Let's make noise and give shout-outs. That's what Automotive Logistics and Supply Chain North America did with Auto Transport Intel. Thank you guys so much from across the pond. And put it up on the big screen. Auto Transport Intel, Tuesday nights live, the car shipping business channel. Go ahead and sign up as an ATI insider. We'll put you in touch with Ty. We'll see if you want to get on the round table, get the weekly email blast, and of course, here's to you. So you're watching Auto Transport Intel live on YouTube. We want to help. Here's Ty.
Hey, it's Ty, transport guy, hanging out in the transport parking lot always. If you want to learn to grow your business, I think you should probably go to ATI Insider, sign up for free. Don't give anybody any money. And with that, you get, I think you get a 20-minute phone call, which usually turns into a little longer than that. You get to join the roundtable, which is once a month. And at the roundtable, what we do is we get pretty detailed about how to build your business, how to connect with dealers, how to connect with auctions, how to build a lane. If you're new, if you saw a YouTube video and says, I can make $1 million in a week and I want to get into car hauling, Ty, and maybe you own a Stinger, maybe you own a little rollback. Man, how do I figure this out? Should I buy this? Should I buy that? What do I need? How do I do it? You get to make relationships with other carriers. It's kind of not a one size fits all. It's here a little bit about you. Go to the ATI Insider, get signed up. I can help you. I really can.
And so thank you. If you just joined Auto Transport Intel, we're about 24 minutes into the show. I just got through the first half of industry news, if you can call it that. Actually, the hard news is in the second half. But I think I had some worthwhile shares in there. And also, I want to go back into the live chat. And, anybody that I missed, Jason Berry is here. He's going to be on camera tonight. Jason Berry is a dealer with transport experience. Always welcome on Auto Transport Intel. Chris Chamberlain is here. Hey, everyone, ready for more Transport Intel? Thank you so much, Chris. Appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in. And Mark saw the show on Friday. That was a great show. Actually, I think it was the same guy as, somebody else said, wow, that was a great show for a Friday. So thank you so much. We're trying our best. I mean, it's tough crowd. Silvermint says, what's shaking? Just got in with some Thai food. Right on. pass it around, put it on the Lazy Susan, and give it a twist, because I would love some Thai food. That sounds great. Matt Mendoza's here. Hey, what's going on, guys? Thanks for tuning in, Matt, and saying hello. And now this Chris, hey, stop means smoke tires on pavement. That is awesome. Robert Tullock, hey Jay, great show as always. I'd like to do a shout out to Ty, Sue, and Candy. You all are professionals in your respective fields. That's cool. Thank you, Robert. That is super cool. Thanks for making the live chat and making noise and making a shout out. I'm telling you, it's not for everybody though. Let's go back into industry news. Mic check 1, 2. All right, so I saw this on TD Ameritrade, and yeah, you guys can hear me okay? Okay. CEO Michael Bohr of Car Lots on the benefits of Car Lots. Now, he says, the CEO and co-founder Michael Bohr says that Car Lots is an online used vehicle company that has benefits of a dealership with the monetary perks of a private sale, and it went public on the NASDAQ, I guess, last week. I believe that was last week. Although that says January 25th, so I'm not sure. But it was recently. So watch that stock price. In fact, does anybody know the stock price of Car Lots right now? I'm curious, because I think at the time of this screen capture, I want to say it was trading at $11 a share. Let's go to the next frame. Let's see here. So yeah, now buy online or come see us, free delivery or pickup. Very interesting. Want to know more about the transport going on with Car Lots, and they're really growing in the markets. Yes, here it is, $11.80 a share. Anybody got the current share price? It's probably around $11.80, but my guess is it's going to go up. Now, I meant to capture, if you look at, like, let's say the competitors here. Now, Carvana is not an exact direct competitor, although we do know that even CarMax has sold off its new car venture connections in favor of used cars. Used cars are hot. Oh, Andrew's got it. $9.69, even better. Like, that might be a better deal than, what was it, GameStop? GameStop. Man, when will that story die? Is it over? Is the 15 minutes already up? I really don't know. Next. Ford and Google announced partnership. Ford also named Google Cloud its preferred cloud, I guess, as opposed to Apple. So that's going to be good to know. Google, Ford, Android are in. It's a partnership. Nissan taps Car Saver to support its online car buying platform. Just ain't going away. Nissan has chosen e-commerce tech provider Car Saver to fuel the new Nissan at Home platform. So many platforms and so little time. There is a chip shortage to limit customer car choices. This isn't going away. The auto industry will be hit well into the third quarter of 2021 because of shortage of semiconductor chips, making lean inventory more limited. So I hope you like that PS5. Tesla is going to accept Bitcoin as payment in the near future after they've made a $1.5 billion investment. That's really interesting. Maybe, I got an idea. What if you had the Carvana Tower of Cars and they accept Bitcoin, right? Why get a giant coin when you can have a giant invisible coin? This is a terrible idea, Jay. That'll never work. Amazon's electric Rivian vans will start making deliveries in 16 cities this year. That's 10,000 vehicles by 2022. Who's moving those? If you move a Rivian, I want to know. Send me an email, autotransportintel@gmail.com. I just want to know. I'm just curious. Autonomous vehicle tech Pony.ai raises $100 million. So this isn't going to... Autonomous is not going away. She says, a California developer of self-driving car technology has landed big investments from Toyota and other major automobile players. Another $100 million. Just throw it right in the bucket there. Yes, another $100 million. It's nice. This was sent in by Gary P. Sent this in. A ship carrying luxury cars ran aground. The ship, the Hogue Osaka, ran aground in the Solent while carrying numerous British luxury vehicles. This was back in 2015, stranded for 19 days. Yeah, that is a bummer, but I'll tell you, here's a bigger story. Final penalties handed down an Australian car carrier cartel case. Sheesh. A car carrier cartel? For price fixing on vehicle shipments stemming back to 2009. It may not be popular, but 3 carriers have pleaded guilty to allocating vehicle manufacturers among themselves, effectively creating a cartel on routes from Australia to the US, Asia, and Europe between June 2011 and July 2012. It shall be known as the year of the cartel. What else? Oh, yeah, I saw this on YouTube, and it caught my eye. So the video was called Ritchie Brothers Auctions, Big Profit for Heavy Equipment Haulers. But guess what? It was posted by UShip. And then at the end of the video, go to uship.com/find and get more information. UShip, Ritchie Brothers. And didn't I just shared one? Wasn't it like UShip and... Dang it, Jay. Nothing. Are you unprepared again? Anyways, I'm just telling you. You know, it's hard to go live 4 times a week. 4 times a week? 4 times a week, yeah. Tuesday nights live. Tuesdays at 8. And that's information, experts, interviews, advertisers. And then I go right into Wednesday. I'm going to be live again in, 15 and a half hours with Brian Riker, DOT Compliance, every Wednesday at noon. Everything regulation. I mean, we're talking bedtime story stuff, okay? And then on Thursdays, to liven it up, we go into the crazy show, Dispatching Live. That's Thursdays at noon. And, I'm going to show you why that's a crazy show. And then Fridays, Cars on the Move at noon. I think I've got some... Oh, yeah. Okay, so this is what you look for DOT Compliance, noon every Wednesday. In fact, for example, this is something we talked about last week. Can you do that? Can you drag a car hauler of Land Rovers with a Land Rover? Is that a good idea? Is that a hard news story? It just does. I don't know. It just doesn't add up. I got my calculator out, and it just doesn't add up. Dispatching Live, Thursdays at noon. How about that? Oh, that's the crazy show. Okay, we're talking about red loads. Now, I've got the red card and the yellow card around here. This might be the first time I showed me in the referee shirt on a Tuesday night. But I'm telling you, red loads, this is a new thing. I started it. Red loads, 25 cents a mile. Dude, nobody is making any money at 25 cents a mile. And we talk about that on Dispatching Live. So tune in for Dispatching Live if you want to get real about auto transport. Fridays on Cars on the Move. That's Fridays at noon. Jay and Ty. Ty is in the transport parking lot. We had Fortress Mobile on. You want to join us on a Cars on the Move on a Friday? Send me an email. Ty is right there in the live chat. Say, Ty, listen, buddy. I think you guys are onto something, and I haven't seen anybody else doing this. I want to be your next interview on Cars on the Move on a Friday. Ty's right there in the live chat. Or, maybe you don't want to publicize it. Send me an email, autotransportintel@gmail.com, and we will try to hook you up, man. That'd be great. In fact, here's a screenshot, Fortress Mobile. Fortress Mobile Fleet Systems. There's Michael. Michael and Alex. Real-time GPS and video, live on Cars on the Move. That really was a great show. Thank you guys so much. Michael, thanks for being in the live chat. Hey, next Tuesday night, we're going to have Riding the Repo Market with Black Book and Asset Resolutions. Also, Kinetic Advantage will be joining us. And so if you like talking about the repo market, what we did is Black Book joined us for the recovery update show. I think this was November last year. And also, we do like talking to repo guys, even on Fridays on Cars on the Move. Ken at SYR was on Cars on the Move on a Friday. But I did share this, making noise, giving shout-outs. Once again, this is Auto Repossession on Auto Transport Intel. This was from November. Now, Jordan and Brianna are going to be back next Tuesday night with Paul. And we're going to do another, we're going to touch upon again the repo market, and we're going to talk about that. Black Book, as you know, puts out amazing information and analysis, statistics, vehicle valuations. If you want to learn more, you can go to Black Book and click on, I believe it's the market update link, and stick around for join us next Tuesday night. They're going to premiere new information on Auto Transport Intel, the market outlook of repossessions. And there you go. This is what you do. Go to the Black Book site, and each week they put out another set of market insights, and you can just go there. Just get some. Go get market insights of Black Book. If you want to see if we can do something together, Automotive Logistics, thank you so much. And, we want to work with you. Please let us know how we can help. Here's a teaser for you. Coming up in a few weeks, I think it's in 2 weeks, we're going to talk more about Plateau software. We learned a little bit about that at the end of 2020, and we're going to do a whole show talking about Plateau software. That's coming up. Also, Holly Pro. That is right, powered by United Road. Holly Pro is going to be on the show in March. That is going to be amazing. You're going to want to tune in if you have questions for United Road, want to find out more about the Holly Pro program. Join the show. That's on a Tuesday night. I want to say March 16th. And then March 23rd, we're going to have the International Automotive Remarketers Alliance with Paul, Tony, David, and Michelle. That is March 23rd. That is going to be an awesome show. Pretty excited about it. This is the Car Shipping Business Channel. I'm Jay, your host. You are watching Auto Transport Intel. So what are we going to do next? As if that wasn't enough. Thank you guys again for saying hello in the live chat. Here's what I'm going to do. This is the Carketa show. And so I will say this. Brady, go ahead and get ready to join me in the meeting, because here's a Carketa video. And after this, we're going to be live with Brady Thurgood, CEO of Carketa. You aren't going to want to miss it.
Carketa streamlines and automates your reconditioning process. From acquisition to frontline, Carketa's Recon tool allows you to track and monitor each vehicle. You can view each vehicle individually from anywhere in the world using our website or mobile app. Carketa's Recon tool caters to you. Understanding that every dealership is different is why we made our software completely customizable to your dealership's process. It allows you to track employee productivity, reconditioning efficiency, and locate your vehicles in seconds by the simple scan of a barcode. And to ensure that everyone is on the same page, we've developed a live comment section, allowing employees to give real-time updates on each vehicle. Visit us online to take a free 15-minute trial at www.getcarketa.com and take your dealership to the next level by selling more cars in less time.
So that's what you want to do. Now, Brady's going to be here in a minute, but you see the link in the live chat. You can click on Get Carketa, and you can click on there and sign up for a demo. Now, we're gonna learn a little bit more tonight. We're going to see a few things, but you're going to want to get your own one-on-one demo. All right, you're going to want to do that, and that way you can see it, ask questions, and you can ask questions tonight. But here's what we're going to do. I heard the doorbell. So it's now time to bring Brady into the live Zoom meeting in a YouTube stream on Auto Transport Intel. Brady, can you see me and hear me okay?
Yep, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can see you. Welcome to Auto Transport Intel Tuesday Nights Live. Thanks so much for taking the time. Please say hello to the Auto Transport Intel live audience and tell us a little bit more about you and Carketa.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm excited to be here. Thanks for the opportunity to hop on.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. Thanks for joining us. Yes.
So a little bit about, I guess, the Carketa story in my background. I come from the tech background and also the automotive space. And so Carketa, the story of Carketa kind of developed when I was running one of my partnership dealerships. And so that's Jason. We'll talk with Jason here in a minute. But we saw a lot of holes in the automotive space. There's I guess the overall view of the automotive space is very old. We call it antiquated. And so while we were going through and we were obviously selling vehicles, we saw different holes in the process. Software. You talk about that at the beginning of the show, you brought up the processes is what helps a business be successful. And so we said, hey, how can we automate these processes? What are different holes in this solution? And that's kind of where the reconditioning software started to be developed. And again, we'll kind of go into that a little bit later on in the show. Another thing that you brought up, what's interesting, is the Carvana. And so we started having a lot of people request current condition reports and inspections on vehicles. And so we had actually dabbled in a current condition report company and tried to make it work for a couple of years. And then Jason and I decided, why don't we build a software? Why don't we build a system that allows us to be able to help dealerships in the reconditioning, facilitate a current condition report, make better buying decisions, all of these different holes that we saw at our dealership. Why wouldn't we just develop it ourselves? So we started down the process a couple of years ago, and we've been able to grow. And Jason, again, will get on here, but we have up to about 550 cars is what he's currently at. And so we started testing it and developing it and fitting these unique, I guess, niches in the market of providing a current condition report and being able to recondition vehicles faster, more streamlined. And then also, I guess that's why we're on too, be able to facilitate the transportation and communicate with our different transport companies. And so all those different pieces is kind of what Carketa was built on. And now it's developed into where we've got dealerships in Panama and in Canada. And I mean, all across now, they're starting to come up using our software and facilitating our software that way.
So, you must have a passion for vehicle reconditioning, right? Because this is kind of the area. There's a lot of areas in automotive, obviously, right? Lots of verticals, lots of things you could do. I've seen, today on the Fixed Ops Roundtable, lots of focus on fixed ops, just constant fixed op, service department, etc. But vehicle reconditioning, I find that's one of the things that drew me to want to learn more about you, is that I'm right about vehicle reconditioning being a focus. What other focuses? Because you mentioned the command center. What's the command center?
See, and that's an interesting part of the whole reconditioning side is there's so many dealerships out there right now that are doing this reconditioning process on a piece of paper, on a whiteboard, Google Docs. I mean, they're trying their best to facilitate and automate this process, but cars are just falling through the cracks, and it's taking a long time to get vehicles ready. And in the industry right now, it's almost a race to the bottom. And what I mean by that is the cheapest car wins, the cheapest car wins, the cheapest car wins. So what we tried to do is build value in the vehicle as well, so that the dealerships have the why buy from me factor. But when you bring up the command center, we help dealerships be able to facilitate a large portion of that process from the time they buy a car through our valuation software all the way to the time they sell the car. We've got software built in called Carketa Connect, and Ty a little bit later will go into that. But we have software to help a dealership from point A to point Z in getting the car ready and selling the car. So that's kind of what we mean by command center, is you're really able to get a lot of what you need done just directly through Carketa.
I like how you talked about like Google spreadsheets, because I think pretty much other than the sales process at the dealership, I don't think they're still using Google spreadsheets for that. Hopefully not. But so many other processes. And by the word, that word process, somebody said to me, I learned it. It made so much sense at the time. They said, really, the dealership functions around a process. That's what separates a good dealer from one that doesn't know what they're doing, process. And really, then as I heard the word more, I thought that's the truth about all verticals and all industries, right? If you have a process, that's something that, again, you can, like an assembly line. Without a process, what's going to happen on the assembly line? Who knows, right? So you have to have them. Can you if you can't hear me or see me, we'll figure out where the instability is. Just let me know, okay? But I think we're okay. I think we're good.
Yeah, I can hear you just fine. Can you hear me?
Okay, cool. Yeah, I think we're good. But I saw one earlier, so I just wanted to say that because it happens. We're on a Zoom meeting and we're live. Hey, how does it feel? Right, we're live on a Tuesday night and we're talking about this stuff. Again, I mentioned you have a passion for it. How long have you been working on Carketa?
So we've been working on Carketa for a couple of years. About 3 years is what we've been working on the process. We ended up just getting our first pre-seed of funding, actually. So we're VC backed back in August. And so basically the deployment of the product was 5 months ago, 4 or 5 months ago, where we've been able to staff up and grow. And our total dealership count using some form of our software is now 933. So we've been able to grow and expand, and we're excited about getting this into dealerships' hands. Kind of what we mentioned. Process is a lot of dealerships don't understand that if they can trim their days to market, and again, that's including the time of transport. If they can just trim their day to market, how much that benefits a dealer, because you've got depreciation, you've got your turn. We're actually seeing a 20 to 30% decrease in the time to turn their inventory. So the average dealership is turning their inventory 7 times. And what I mean by that is if they have 100 cars, right, they're turning their inventory 7 times. So 700 vehicles are being sold by just automating the process. That's it. Automating the process. Wow. Using our software. We're seeing a 20 to 30% decrease in that time, which means now they're doing it 9 to 10 times. So they're selling an extra 200 to 300 vehicles by just automating that process. That's it. That's it.
Wow. And you'll help me out. Auto transport's what I talk about all the time, not necessarily vehicle reconditioning. So I'm a bit out of my league, just as I know there's a few people in the live chat that are like, I don't know enough about vehicle reconditioning. So please feel free to correct me or help me out if I get a little off track. Okay. But because here's a question for you. What is vehicle reconditioning in a nutshell? Transportation brings in the vehicle. Then what happens? What are some of those steps within that?
So dealerships all kind of have their own unique process, but the generic, the workflow that dealerships go through is you're going to look at that car and see if it needs any fixes on it, body work or any mechanic work that needs to be done, whether the dealership does it themselves or they outsource it. That is something that's done on vehicles. You detail a vehicle, so the car will come in from transport, and then dealerships are detailing the vehicle. They're taking pictures of the vehicle, new windshields on the vehicle if it's cracked. I mean, there's a lot that does go into the reconditioning process. The average dealer not spending $7 per vehicle that comes in process, and that could be a little dent or a little ding or even further on to oil changes.
What was that number again? I lost that. I didn't catch the number. What was that number?
So we're seeing anywhere from about $700 to $1,000 per deal.
$700 to $1,000. Right. So that I hear. Yeah, we're just having a little bit of instability, but I think we're okay. So sorry about that. Question is, so if a dealer can manage these steps better, right, by scheduling the work that needs to be done, do they know all the work that needs to be done at the time of the purchase of the auction? They got a pretty good idea, right?
Yeah. But dealerships that once they get the cars, they'll do a walk around on the vehicle. A lot of already have, some sort of that was done on the vehicle, a condition report that was done on the vehicle. But dealerships will do a walk around and then identify at that point what needs to be done on the vehicle to either get it done in-house or assign it out to whatever the vendor is that way.
Right, and so that's part of what's interesting here is we're seeing now that we're really moving into a new era of software and micro detail of parts of the process and also visibility, GPS, etc. We're able to assign and allocate a better estimation of time and cost to all the parts of the process, right? The way we can better schedule, which, that's the thing too. I mean, if the transporter's off on delivery by 2 to 3 days, think of the domino effect to the dealer that didn't have any visibility into what was going on, right? They've got painters sitting around, God knows, all the time and money lost from that domino effect. That's what I find so interesting here. Again, I mean, I understand where the transporter's coming from, but if they're going to be 3 days late, that'd be really good to know.
See, and I think that's why dealerships are calling their transport companies all the time saying, where's my car? Where's my car? Right. So
yeah,
the faster they can get it there, the faster they can recon it and the faster they can sell it. Right?
I got half my staff just went for margaritas because the transport truck's not here again.
Yep.
Right.
So I think that's a lot of the space that we're entering right now, because the reconditioning software within the industry it's a newer concept. Because it is one of those lost leaders when it comes to finding money or creating money that's there that dealerships are able to capitalize on by using software and technology that way. And so that's why we help dealerships capitalize on more gross profit and be able to capitalize on turning their inventory more times by using the software rather than a piece of paper or keys in a bucket. There's a lot of really interesting things out there that are being done within the automotive space to recondition vehicles.
And that's so in that with everything that's changed, you at some point realized we want to develop a better system than sticky notes and spreadsheets or whatever, right? When can you go back and think of when was that aha moment for you? I want to do something different.
So we initially were going down the road of providing digital condition reports to consumers. And we still do that, but being able to facilitate that process on showing what a dealership does without having software behind it was nearly impossible. It made it very, very difficult for us to be able to facilitate our current condition reports and show that. So that was kind of the aha moment. Is we were trying to make it work with another company and it really wasn't working. And we had all these different issues. And then it kind of just hit Jason and I, hey, we've got to build a command center. We have to build software to facilitate that current condition report. And that was kind of the start of the reconditioning software and tool a couple of years ago. And then it's kind of morphed into what we feel is one of the best reconditioning softwares out there right now.
That's awesome. I'll tell you what, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go into the live chat for a second, and while I do that, I'm going to send the invite over to Ty so he can join us. But I see in the live chat, John's comment, we have 2 foot of snow. Let's see here. I'm sending my invite. But we have it. You can read it. We have 2 foot of snow and ice on the ground, and buyers are still calling us, I guess, trying to find out, where their cars are. What I find interesting here is what I think maybe we'll see is as this software keeps on developing and growing, maybe we can get a more realistic, boots on the ground, real-time information from the transporter, so that maybe in the recon process they go, wow, there's 2 foot of snow and ice on the ground. We're not even going to ask them where the car is. We know. And that would actually, that might seem like a strange idea, but it would be more beneficial than just wondering where the transporter is, right?
Yeah. And so we actually have that software where transport companies can communicate directly with the dealerships through the software. And so dealerships are able to see live updates on their vehicle. And we've even taken it a step further. We've got a couple of integration partnerships right now that we're working on to have that data streamlined through APIs. So we've got a lot of really, really fun stuff that we're working on when it comes to the transport side of things. But yes, we have the ability through our vendor profiles to be able to link up transport companies and communicate directly with dealerships. So if there's 2 feet of snow, that's something that can be communicated very quickly with a press of the button through our mobile app.
Well, hey, what do you think of that, John? And by the way, Silver Mint says, okay, does vehicle reconditioning include fly-by-night dealers buying junk, smashed cars with wheels falling off from Copart, then using an equally junk flatbed to pull it off your trailer, smashing off your taillights, and not assuming responsibility, and not even a sorry.
So I think to that point, that's one of the reasons why we developed the current condition report. The digital current condition report, which builds that value if they're buying junker cars and they're not providing a current condition report. I mean, those are kind of dealerships that in the future are going to have a lesser advantage to dealerships that are having transparency and showing what they're doing on the vehicle and highlighting those factors. So, building the value and why buy from this dealership rather than buying the junkers and having the name of being a used car dealer. So,
and what's cool, Michael, he was from Fortress Mobile. He was on the show Friday. Right, there is live real-time GPS and video. So it's kind of all coming together. It's really cool. So thank you so much. And Ty, thank you for joining us. Please do say hello to the live audience. And what are we going to do? What are you going to show us?
Hey guys, happy to be on. So been enjoying so far. You're hearing from the master there with Brady, and so look forward to just coming on and giving you guys a quick glimpse into Carketa. My job day in and day out is I help dealerships and vendors implement these solutions to help them run their dealerships more effectively. So that's what I'm here to kind of give you a peek into as well.
Awesome. And I want to say this too. What I appreciate is thank you for going with the flow. I know the show's a little squirrely, but as I mentioned to you before, I really want it to, be more conversational than like structured, scripted, and irrelevant. Those things that are too scripted, we hardly even pay attention to. And so, we're live. We're real people. We're in a tough industry. All of the verticals in automotive are tough. I don't think there's anybody with a super easy job because logistics is not easy. And so thank you for working with us and also taking the time to show us a little bit of what's under the hood. So let's dive in. What happens when let's say I go sign up. Let's say I go to getcarketa.com and I sign up with a demo. What happens next?
Yeah, so I mean, first and foremost, we want to know more about what it is that you guys do, that a dealership's doing, that a vendor's doing, and how we can help in the process. As Brady shared, our solution is a very custom solution, and as you saw in the video, even the video, it gave you a quick glimpse into the software during that. And when I share my screen here, you're going to see a very different tool than the one you saw in that video. And so with that, this is something that we really want to learn about the dealerships. We want to learn what they're doing, what they're struggling with, what their pain points are. And then we're going to build a solution and help them to build a solution that works for them and is scalable for them. So, I mean, I'd love to jump right in there if I'm in a position I can share my screen here.
You should be good to go. Let me know if that's not the case.
Yeah, so we work with, especially with the dealerships, to get like API set up so that we're piping in their inventory here. So as you can see, we have a little demo account dealership here that we've just kind of thrown some cars in, thrown some inventory in. And this is a base recon tool that has a lot of customization already kind of put into play. But again, this entire process is meant to be dynamic. It's meant to grow and change with your dealership. When you talk about unscripted, there's nothing about the car industry as a whole that is scripted. And that includes, what a dealership deals with day in and day out. And so we're building a process that helps to create some normal workflow to that process, which helps to push the vehicles through that process, but at the same time is reactive and dynamic enough that vehicles and the dealership can react to what the vehicle needs. So we're going to be following this A6 kind of through the process and just giving you a quick idea how this works. First and foremost, the key here, like I said, is true dynamic workflow, which what this does is that as we come into this process, for instance, this Audi A6, anytime I check off a step in a process, you can see here that just checking off that step checks it off as completed, and it's automatically moving our system into the next step or the next phase of the reconditioning process that we've built for that dealership. And with automated notifications, our system is alerting the person who's responsible for that next step in the vehicle process and letting them know, hey, this vehicle is ready for you to begin work on it. And that makes it extremely powerful and extremely just helpful in them automating their process so that they can avoid kind of the chaos of dealing with where's this vehicle at, who is actually working on it, and do my guys know what work they need to be doing.
Ty,
So
I think to that point, Ty, that was a huge part, Jay, in building the software. Is as we ran the dealership, 85% of our time was trying to figure out where the car was at in the process.
Wow.
Is the car there? Who's touched it? Mechanic, bodywork. I mean, all of those different factors. We were just running around and we were trying to detail, and we, losing cars here, losing cars there. We were doing all those different things. And so building that automation is massive for dealerships so that the command center is doing a lot of the work rather than, again, what we used to do, which was that
running around. Yeah, that's awesome.
Running around and just chickens with our head cut off was a daily, hourly, minutely thing.
And matter of fact, with that, I mean, for those of you who are paying attention to the screen, actually just saw the tool live.
Notification.
A pop-up notification popped up there. Did you see that? Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And that's the system, that is a notification. I've got my phone linked to my computer here. That's a notification that was coming to my phone, letting me know that this vehicle has progressed through that recon process, right? And that's the power of the tool is every single member of your workforce being involved in the process. And really it's a matter of, Brady, I think you've got a great story of one of the dealerships that we work with where, they're reaching out and saying like, wow, I'm out buying cars right now, and I'm receiving a notification to approve repairs. I can do that real quick right away, and my guys can get back to work. They're not waiting on me. They're not, waiting on me to answer a phone call. I'm just getting a quick notification, clicking a button, and approving those repairs. And that's what's really cool too. As Brady mentioned, part of this is these current condition reports. And the way that those are created is all part of this reconditioning process. You can see this inspection area here. And when we open up an inspection on a vehicle, a dealership is even able to flag things, work that needs to be completed. And as they flag work that needs to be completed, we can see here on this Audi A6 that I flagged a couple things, drivability, moderate pull to the left, approving that repair. I also flagged that this needs new front brakes. When we approve that repair, we're able to submit repairs directly in the system. And if we actually do that live here, we can say, maybe just alignment completed, submit this repair. That message was saying that your report has now been updated. Same thing with the front brakes, replaced front brake pads. And I submit my repair. Now, if you remember those comments I just typed in here, I'm going to come actually to the report for this vehicle. And currently it's an A, and I'm going to refresh this page with what we just did. And this is now an A+ vehicle.
Wow.
With those repairs we did. Now, before this, I did a little bit more, and you can see here as we're scrolling through this car, this is a car that's currently up for sale. We've got some pictures that were completed through the inspection process. Our QR code sticker, which I'll show you, or I'll get into a little bit more later on how we'll actually get transport integrated this as well. But that QR code sticker is a huge thing to easily access the vehicle and to communicate with this vehicle. But as we scroll through here, we can see some of these comments. So if you remember, this was that first item I fixed, and I typed in that comment, alignment completed, and that's updated on our report immediately. There's a couple other things I did here: new battery installed, new coolant has been added. All this I did real quick before our video, but we can see here that comment I typed in here, replace front brake pads. When I did the submitted repair. So all that's being done instantaneously.
And I want to stress, so this is the customer facing report, right?
Yeah,
so
this is something that you can link on your website.
Awesome.
You're able to access from your phone, and the customer can even walk around the lot after your hours and see information about your vehicle and build value and build rapport in your dealership, which is something that's never been available before. And Brady, you mentioned it, competing against the digital behemoths out there that are coming into the industry.
Wow.
So giving dealerships that competitive advantage that Carvana, Vroom, Shift, the behemoths that Ty's talking about, we're allowing all dealerships to compete on that level and have a digital condition report on why buy from, whatever dealership you're at rather than go down the street.
Which is
So
right
it's
in line. Yeah, that's right in line with what dealers are talking about. Exactly.
Yep.
This allows you to compete with the nationwide companies.
Yep.
And you're local.
That is right. And not only that, but now it's helping with your geographical location. So now a customer can look on your site that you might be located in Utah, but a customer's in Florida. Now they can look at that vehicle with pictures and see the current condition report, check a Carfax or an auto check, but now you can see the history and the current condition of the vehicle, allowing that customer to make a more educated buy at your dealership.
Hey, Rob Stevenson, how are you marketing this? And I think I was saying this to Jay, who gave me my first talk with you guys, is that, and I think Jay's in the live chat, but you've got YouTube ads, you've got marketing in several places. In fact, I think I've done some Google searches, and Carketa ads showed up in searches for other stuff. You got to.
Yeah, we've got some marketing channels that we're doing right now. We just actually finished the deal with a DMS company called Dealer Center. So we are the reconditioning software in Dealer Center. They have 7,000 dealerships just directly associated with their DMS portion of the company. And so we've been able to market it in different avenues internally and then also through different reseller accounts that way. But yeah, we've hit it in a couple different verticals when it comes to marketing and getting our name out there.
And that's the thing is all of our reach is about helping dealerships to reach more customers. As you can see on part of this report and as they're navigating, this is again being done with a demo dealership that we kind of threw together. So obviously this is just the logo from the dealership that we kind of put in here. There's the option to visit the dealership site. If we were to click back to the listing here and it's coming from their site, it's going to navigate them back to the site. We're keeping the customer with the dealership, helping them to reach more customers, helping their vehicles to convert on more of the audience that's seeing their vehicles as well, and just all around improving the process that way.
I want to take me back to that first screen, if you would, because as you try to digest, right? If you're just joining now, you look at the screen and you're trying to digest all of those buttons, right? Because you've got those two green rows across the top. Those might be like macro buckets, right? You're in transport.
If I'm a mechanic, I'm just looking at this mechanic section and seeing what work I need to do. Right. And all I have to do is keep an eye on this button as vehicles come in here. I can know, hey, I need to complete this work. If I'm responsible for completing the inspection, I can see which vehicles are ready for the inspection and need to have that inspection completed. Helps you to stay on top of things that way. Now, that's not even including those notifications I already mentioned. You can pretty much work off of the notifications alone and still stay on top of your workflow, which is really, really cool. And what it comes down to with this as well is as you can see as part of this process, managing the workflow is incredibly important, and we want to make sure that the recon is super simple. This is just a lateral process that these vehicles are moving through. And again, even on a per vehicle basis, if you notice, the vehicle right above this one is not the same process as the one below. We allow you to build a process that's going to be universal for all your vehicles, but then recognizing that vehicle doesn't necessarily fall into the same cookie cutter shape that every other vehicle does. And so you will, if you know that, hey, I'm going to be waiting on some parts for this car and I can do the body work first, great. Let's have the body work be the first part of that process. Or, hey, this vehicle doesn't need the body work step at all. It doesn't need the glass step at all. Let's take them out of the recon process, because we don't need a vehicle getting stuck in those buckets or being stuck in that process. And that's all the customization, where we can easily come in here, rearrange those steps, and even remove steps that we don't need by simply unchecking them. And again, all this is live. When I click save, everyone within your organization is immediately on the same page. Okay. And on top of that, we're able to come in here easily, and use our communication functions to talk to other people within our dealership. When we tag someone's name, they're going to receive an instant notification. You know, one of the things my dealerships love is, and I've heard it many, many times, hey, no more long email threads and trying to find the
Right.
email
Oh,
that
man,
housed that
forget
car
it.
and everything that way.
Totally.
So bringing this back to transit, though, as you can see, our base recon process starts with in transit. And one of the things that I've found talking to these dealerships is all this process is focused on things they can control, and our dealerships are focusing on figuring out ways. Hey, how can I speed up this mechanic needed step? How can I make this shorter to get my vehicles frontline ready faster? How can I improve my detailing? How can I get those guys on it faster? The automation's helping that a ton. They're also then able to use our reporting to identify their bottlenecks. But then the next step of that is, as they start to really, find that process, they're looking for what's next and what else can I do. And Brady mentioned in the transit, one of the things that we've added is the ability to communicate with vendors even within this system. So as you can see, for instance, if I come into my bodywork step here, I'm able to, for instance, assign this vehicle to a vendor. And so with transit, if there's a vendor, a transit company that's bringing this vehicle, they're actually able to use their own interface of this system. And when I assign it here, you see here that when I save this, first and foremost, we have this little comment box here. And with this, I can actually communicate to that vendor. That vendor can communicate to me. So as he's driving, he's able to see what work is being done, where that vehicle's at, and keep the dealership up to date. Because let's be fair, what you don't want to have to do is worrying about calls or text messages or keeping everything organized that way. But if there's a delay and you can easily just pop in and go, hey, here are the 5 cars on my truck right now, or the 10 cars on my truck right now, and I'm just scanning a barcode real quick, which, just for example, you can see here, this is just like the barcode that you'd find on the door jamb of a car. And easily within the app, we have our built-in scanner. I did a quick, again, just picture of kind of what that looks like, a screenshot of my phone scanning that barcode. And when I scan that barcode, it immediately is jumping me to this page where I'm able to easily see what needs to be done on the vehicle, and again, put comments in, communicate things. And the other thing that's really cool about that, you can actually see, again, because I tagged that, we can see this was the tag I did today. Now I'm not going to share my location on here, so I'm going to show the one right below it, but I'm going to click view on that, and look, there's our geolocation when we scanned this the last time it was at a dealership, right? So every time that vehicle's scanned, it's pinning that vehicle's location. So again, as you're transporting your vehicles and your dealership has this software and the dealership wants to know where things are at, no problem, hop in the tool. If the truck company is using the system and they're able to scan it, and they've got a sheet of those barcodes or whatever the case may be, we're looking forward to what we're going to be able to do to bring more and more value to the dealerships, to bring value to the transport companies, and working with the auction companies as well to ensure, as we said in the video, from acquisition to frontline, we're streamlining that process. And then, as you saw from the reports, and then Brady mentioned Carketa Connect, which we can hit next, we're actually helping them after frontline ready to sell the vehicle as well. And so, matter of fact, Carketa Connect, hitting that real quick, is another thing that we do for the dealerships. They're able to, from the minute they buy the car, can put the vehicle on their website as coming soon. And as a customer, I'm looking for that, that Tesla Model X that for me is a dream car. If I'm looking for that car and I see it pop up on this dealership website, I see it pop up on a search engine, and I type in, hey, I'm interested in this car, having them enrolled in Carketa Connect. Now, as I checked off that Audi A6, this happened in real time, so I'm going to take the screenshot right now. I got a text message here, and let me take this screenshot real quick, and we'll actually see, again, we completed transit on this vehicle. And we can select what the customer is going to see with this, and this is something we set up with the dealership, what steps they're going to see. But you can see this here. Again, I just took the screenshot from my other side with the phone. Cool. This vehicle has completed transit. And this is a view the customer gets to see. So now I'm interested in this car that you're selling, and I'm going to get updates throughout that process as the vehicle completes different steps. And if the dealership wants to show certain things, they can show certain things. If they don't want to show other things, they don't have to. Keeping the customer in the loop throughout the process. And as we saw on the Recon tool, The other thing this is doing, let me get out of this, is showing you how many engagements. So because I just looked at that, it's showing that me as a customer, man, I'm really following up on that vehicle and giving the salesman a view of which customers are the most engaged customers that are following these vehicles.
We actually,
Wow.
it's kind of cool. The other day, we had a dealership that on that view that Ty showed, you can see how many people are looking at that vehicle. So we had a dealership call us and share this experience just the other day where the customer saw 3 on their Carketa Connect, called up their salesman and said, hey, how come there's a 3 here? And the sales guy said, well, there's 2 other people looking at this vehicle. And the customer said, nope, I want to buy it. So he just went right then and just bought the vehicle even before it was ready because he didn't want someone else to take it, right?
And that reflects the market today. That's what's happening.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So again, we're taking that from A to Z, but we're helping dealerships sell the car faster. So we call this our DoorDash or Uber Eats of the automotive industry because it's helping dealerships give customers that automation, that I guess the cool excitement of technology and, hey, this is my vehicle and I'm getting live updates on it moving through the process of this car just got detailed. This car just got pictures taken. I mean, it's notifying that customer throughout the whole process.
Yeah, when you get that Domino's notification that your pizza's in the oven, you're already salivating. And when I'm the car buyer and I'm ready for that dream car of mine and I see, hey, it just completed detailing, you better believe I'm on the phone with the sales guy going, hey, I know it's not done with the last step, but can I come over? Can I come over now, please? You know, I'm willing to fill out paperwork. I'm ready to put in the deal.
Well, and I think that's where, you know, right now a transporter might be a dot on a map. But if we can get even further visibility, I know Andrew on the round table once said, you want to see your car in the middle of the night? I'll show it to you. And I can say, I'm like, that's a great idea. That's where it's made the visibility, that word visibility is really happening right here on this dashboard.
Absolutely. And that's the key is dealerships want visibility. And something that, you know, anybody who's working in the car industry who wants more business, wants to grow their business, the more visibility they can have and the more visibility they can provide. So as the vendors, as you know, these transit companies, if they're able to provide a visibility that someone else can't provide, it's a differentiating value proposition, right? And that's an opportunity where a dealership is going to look at you and go, I mean, this is vital. This was once a commodity, and now it's a necessity.
Question, I was just thinking, so with all the different departments, the mechanics and the glass and detailing, and some is on the lot, some is off the lot, do a lot of these departments, are they working on tablets? What are some of the devices?
Well, that's what's awesome about this. They can be on their computer. They can be on their own phone. Right. I had a conversation with a dealership and it was fantastic because I had a service manager literally tell me, I just don't know if I can get my guys on the phones looking at this. And the owner was on the line too. And he interrupted. I didn't have to say a word. He interrupted and said, you and I both know they're back there on Facebook. So don't even say that. Right. And so the reality is if we're, giving you the opportunity, you can be on your tablet, you can be on your phone, or even if there's just a desktop computer back there, they're able to come in here, see what work needs to be done and always know where they need to be and what needs to be done in the next step of the process.
I see in the live chat, Rob Stevenson, I can see the light bulbs, right? Light bulbs are going off. Could this be a tool used by dealers that are planning to buy at an auction to kind of gauge how much they should pay for the car, knowing what the cost for repair should be? And that's where a lot of things have headed is now, yes, stop guessing, right? No need to guess anymore. Mic drop.
Oh, mic drop. Yep.
Mic drop.
I think that's one of the things that we have. We actually have an evaluation tool. So it's allowing dealership to look at the market comps and look at competitors out there and their websites and how many price drops. And we do have that software that integrates with the reconditioning side of the tool. So with the reconditioning tool and with the valuation tool that we have that way, it does help take out the guessing factor and it's giving dealerships the know on which cars to buy and which cars to recon and how to move them through the process that way.
If you are just joining, what we're about to do is we're about to invite Jason Berry. But what you're doing is you're seeing a live demo right now of Carketa vehicle reconditioning software. And if you want your own demo, what you do is go to Get Carketa, and I have a link in the live chat, getcarketa.com, and you can sign up for your own demo and ask questions. And also Jay Blaine, he's in the live chat. He's answering questions in the live chat. I'm live with Brady and Ty, and then Jason Berry's going to join us in a minute. I just sent him an invite. And yeah, Ty says, love the dealer. You know, Ty, again, you're responsible for this. Ty Thompson of Cars on the Move, of Auto Transport Intel, said a long time ago, we need to talk to more dealers. We need to talk about car dealers. We need to talk to car dealers, because car dealers sell cars. That's why auto transporters move cars. Does that sound about right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. See, and I think real fast on that point, while Jason's coming on, we had another, we're full of stories here. So we had a dealership just the other day again that had their vendor. So it's just with keys. They have their key vendor. So on replacing keys and all of that. They went to another dealership that wasn't using Carketa, and hey, you guys needed to sign up for Carketa, because my job's a whole lot easier being a vendor of Carketa, because I know all the vehicles I need to get, all the vehicles that need key replacements. You need to get Carketa, because my job is a little streamlining is been outside of even for vendors, because now there's not the question of, hey, which vehicles do you need me to do, or which vehicles do you need me to fix? They know all of the vehicles, they know the locations, they have everything right there at their disposal to get their job done right then and there.
And I put in the live chat, it's megadata, right? You can't go back.
No, megadata.
It's megadata. Ty, what
And
were you
one
gonna
of the
say?
things I'll hit on real quick too. So we took a view at the at the dealership side. What we didn't take a look at is the vendor side. If that looked like a lot for a dealership, they need all that. And for the vendor, it's a very cleaned up, streamlined approach where they're just seeing the information that's vital to them. And what's cool about that is that gives them the most important information for them at their fingertips, with also the ability to then turn around, communicate things to the dealership, keep them up to date and complete the task for them. And as the vendor does things, that can actually complete some of the tasks in the dealership software as well, and actually move vehicles through the process with what the vendor does. So when the transit person drops it off and they check it in real quick, that's actually letting the dealership know the next step of the process, which is, hey, it's here and recon started. The clock's ticking.
Well, and the notifications, it's awesome. Everybody knows this. No matter what you're doing now, when you get a text from somewhere that used to require a phone call or an email, and you can just go click, life is good.
Absolutely.
At least it's better.
Life is good, Jay. Life is good.
It's good. Jason, welcome to the show. Can you see us and hear us okay?
I can see you and hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can see you. We
Perfect.
can hear you. Please say hello to the Tuesday Nights Live audience on Auto Transport Intel and tell us a little bit more about yourself.
Yeah. So thanks for having me. Obviously, this is the team right here. I come from the automotive space, so I've lived on the wholesale side of the industry. I own and operate 2 independent dealerships in Utah. We have just over like 560 cars in inventory today, I believe. Between 2 stores and 2 overflow lots. I at one time had a automotive transport company, Action Auto Transport. Did that for like a year. Learned a lot. Mostly hauled my own cars. But yeah, we transport a ton of cars. We use the reconditioning software. Brady's my partner. I'm actually the co-founder of Carketa as well. So yeah, knowledgeable on wholesale side of the industry. So I know what it takes to purchase a car from auction, some of the challenges that the transport guys deal with, dealership issues that they deal with, and the software solutions that Carketa brings to the dealership. And it's been really cool. It's been a lot of fun to be a part of.
Amazing. That's right. So a dealer that has transport experience. That means a lot. That carries a lot of weight here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I had a Peterbilt 10-car hauler. I bought it down in up in San Francisco. Drove down to Southern California, picked up my cars, and drove home. That was my purchasing of a transport truck, starting the company, grabbing my cars, and bringing them home. It was a lot of fun. I experienced it all in one weekend, you know.
Wow. Now, do you do so? Okay, so you have evolved from that. So from that, what keeps you busy now?
Yeah, so that's one of the coolest parts of being a part of Carketa is it's really a lot of dealership struggles comes from the processes, right? You hear the analogy, ideas are a dime a dozen and execution rules the world, right? So what we've done is we've really brought together a software that helps control the execution of a dealership, right? And what it takes to execute a dealership, because the DMS is good for hosting inventory and the sales side of things and everything, but what it takes to actually execute a dealership, that's what Carketa does, right? From acquisition of buying vehicles, handling the transport, handling mechanics, everything in between is really what's the strong point. So if I'm not operating the dealership, I'm at Carketa, right? Helping develop the software. And yeah, that's my everyday day-to-day right now.
What I want to say is that's the thing, is that shortening the time it takes for a dealer to acquire inventory and sell that inventory. Right. Do you then, are you able to come back to a dealer that's gotten onto your program using your software and say, wow, you know what? You are saving X number of days. This is happening. Here's an area we can help you further. I imagine those are some of the kinds of conversations that happen with new and potential clients.
Yeah. And I think a lot of what everyone really talks about is condensing like the time it takes to get a car from acquisition to sold, right? But what happens in between, right? I think that's a lot of what a lot of people don't focus on is what happens in between. Now, vendor control, employee control, all this stuff. I mean, you can get yourself upside down in a car really, really quick when you thought that a quote for body work was this, or you thought a quote for mechanic was this, and it didn't end up being that by the time the car was ready for sale. And that's really what Carketa's strong point is controlling that reconditioning expense, like Brady was talking about earlier, $700 to $1,000, and making sure that you're staying within budget to still be able to turn a profit. So yes, we help speed up days to market, but we also help reduce overall spend while capitalizing on the fixes that are taking place in the reconditioning process. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. And I mean, because what I want to ask, that's so you are where you are now.
Yeah.
What takes up your focus on what to continue to improve? Share, if you can. What are you thinking about? What keeps you up at night? Yeah.
Yeah. So from the dealership level, or from like the Carketa software solution side?
Well, either. I'm going to say either right now because we got a little bit of time. Yeah, either one.
Either. Okay. So what used to occupy a ton of my time is that process of running out to the back and finding a car and saying, hey guys, what's going on with this car? Where's it been? What needs to be done? That whole process of the manual up and down and communication and everything, that used to occupy a lot of my time, right? And that's really what Carketa has been able to do is create that centralized command center. So now all I got to do is I got to jump on my command center and I can look at every single car coming through the process and know exactly what has been done and what needs to be done in the future to be able to manage that, right? And in doing that and getting that place and that process in place, it's really allowed me to take on other challenges, to improve other areas of the business from a dealership level, work on more of like the streamlined automation of the sales side right now. We really, as we scaled the dealership from 300 cars to 500 cars, there's a lot of moving parts in that, right? And that's what I was able to do, is really be able to create a process and put in place a process that allowed me to replenish the amount of volume of cars that we were selling each month. So I guess Carketa has allowed me to focus on some of the other things. We from a dealership level this year are going to work a lot on the digital retail type experience. Another thing that Carketa is helping us out with. What does that acquisition of an online customer look like? What are we doing from an online perspective as a dealership to acquire more customers? And everything should be looked at as like a sales funnel, right? You have the brand recognition, and then you're driving stuff down through the funnel. And I think Carketa is going to be a huge piece of, or some type of digital condition report to the online transaction process, because it was normalized in the wholesale side of the industry, and becoming fastly normalized in the retail side as well, right? You're looking at a car in Florida. What is that car? I mean, what's the condition of that car, right? What are the tires like? When's the last oil change? What's the air filter? Dings, dents, scratches, right? Everything that Carketa does to identify the transparency of that vehicle online from an online perspective.
And thank you, Ty, in the live chat. He has a great question, and this gets into a little bit of what we were talking about as far as what you were just talking about with Florida, is that as dealers buy further away from maybe where they're normally used to buying, right? They used to go down to the auction every week. Same auction every week, same process, right?
Yep.
Go to the rib joint and everything else, right? So now that it is different, you're maybe buying more online, buying further away, buying from somewhere you haven't bought before, you're going to need more visibility and better information about what you're buying, where you're buying, and what that's going to be like, who's going to be the transport company on this one, etc. So just the changes that we've seen, so many changes in where dealers buy. Yeah, how does that affect how Carketa is helping clients, dealers, etc.?
Yeah, it's I mean, the whole industry as a whole has really it used to be like an idea, right? Every digital retail was an idea, right? That everyone talked about. They talked about it. It's been talked about for years. And then over the last course of this year, it's like, no, this is happening, right? Like no one had a digital retailing type experience or any way to improve their online reputation or their online appearance. And that was just driven into the market with COVID, right? It used to be really, really normal that you would go to an auction and you go in lane and you'd walk around the car, you do your little walk around and look at it, dings, dents, scratches, right? That stopped. Like this year, it wasn't even an option to go look at a car, and we were literally relying on a condition report solely to transact on these cars. We're buying 40, 50 cars a week. Right. And without that condition report, that wouldn't have been possible. Right. You wouldn't have known what you were buying. Right. And as the digital retailing type experience on the retail side of the consumer takes place and becomes more normalized, that's where the Carketa condition report is really going to build a lot of value in the dealership and transparency in the quality of the transaction that happens online.
And that you just led into something else I was going to mention, is then not only from the dealer acquiring inventory perspective, but then as we saw, updating the customer facing information, look at what it's done, right, for the online buyer.
Right.
I mean, wow, what a difference, right? Because if you're just, and someone had said this, if you're just staring, let's say you go to a dealer's website, right, and it's just kind of that static information, like like you're on AOL dial-up. Well, all right. Well, I don't know. I'm going to go somewhere else. But if I can get brand new real-time information, it's a game changer.
Oh, absolutely. It's all about experience online, right? Bringing forth that transparency. A dealer spending $700 to $1,000 per car to get that car ready for sale. Hey, what am I doing as a dealer to provide my customer with a better product, a better experience, a better transactional experience? All those pieces I mean, it's quickly evolving with a lot of the digital retailers.
We have a question in the live chat. Silvermint asks, how does Carketa estimate transport cost? Now, I know that this is an area where Market Superflow really prides himself on his transport auto quoter. And that's, I don't know if anybody can be an end-all be-all in all areas.
Right.
I think it might come down to if you don't have the best auto transport quoter, well, you might have a guy in the live chat that you might want to talk to. I don't know. Do you have some of that? I don't know.
Yeah, no, as of right now, I mean, primarily dealerships are handling their own transportation,
Right.
whether that's on like central dispatch or whatever.
Exactly.
Right.
And that's a normal answer, because how could nobody has everything for everybody all the time, but yes. So you're taking the information from the dealer as they have it. So there might be other ways because you have APIs to integrate, right? With
absolutely.
Okay,
absolutely.
Well, there's an opportunity here, and I think we just hit upon it. Thank you, Silvermint.
Ding of the bell. I love it.
Everybody should have a bell, right?
The bell adds context. I love it.
Well, then I've got the cowbell in case there's a super chat. So
I love it.
Don't be careful, because if you contribute money to Auto Transport Intel, I've got a cowbell ready for you.
I love it. But I mean, we're always looking at new integrations and new stuff like that to make a dealership's life easier, right? To make it more sustainable. And the cool thing is I live the dealership life every day. So I don't think a lot of software companies have like the real inside intel to live the car business and build software for a dealership, right?
Isn't that right? Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's brought a big advantage. And obviously Brady's tech background, he's a genius at software and development and execution, and Ty kills it on the implementation side. I don't know if we could have a better implementation team that Ty runs that really is super passionate about.
I ring the bell for Ty. Absolutely. That was a great demo.
Ring the bell. That might even be worthy of a cowbell.
Oh, well.
I'll shake the goldfish.
Shake the goldfish.
But no, I think Ty really is super passionate about like his pride in his job and really making or taking the time and putting forth the effort to really make a dealership's life easier. I mean, even I'm even part of Carketa, and he's oftentimes calling my dealership saying, "Hey guys, new feature, we got this rolling out. Tweak this here, tweak this there." And next thing I know, I went from 9 days to market down to 8.24, right? And it's a simple change or tweak that we've improved in the process or the software to just make it that much more efficient. And we continue to do that every day.
That has to be an internal challenge, because while your Carketa is helping dealers manage their process better,
right?
Carketa must be all the time coming up with micro fixes, right?
Oh yeah,
tiny tweaks. How do you keep track of all the tweaks that you want to make and then prioritize those tweaks? How do you do that?
We call those micro improvements, not micro fixes, right? So if you don't mind, Jason, I'll jump in real quick on that and say, one of the things that's really important to us and the automotive industry as a whole, I actually have the pleasure of saying I learned a lot about the automotive industry from Jason as well back in that way. He's been working in the industry for a long time. I come from a little bit more of a software background, and then got to learn more about car sales, got to sell the car myself. And the automotive industry is about relationships, right? When we sell a car, you and another dealership are selling apples to apples. The question is, how can you sell an orange, right? Carketa condition reports help with that. But relationships are a huge part of that too. You're selling yourself, and you're selling, what you do and who you are, and the type of business that you run. And so that's something that's helped Jason succeed a ton, and that's something that now we're doing. Brady and I deal with this every single day. That constantly, Brady jokes that when I walk in his office, it's the worst time of day for him, because typically it's me coming with, "Hey, I've got an idea." And where does that come from? We're working with dealerships every single day, and it's our dealerships who are experiencing things every single day. This isn't just a one size fits all process where we go, "Hey, here's this tool. Now change your stuff to make sure this works for you." Right? We're learning how these dealerships operate. We're learning what their needs are. And as we do that, I've got a little back-end tracker that I'm taking every little thing that a dealership's throwing at me. And then as I hear repeated things, I put multiple dealerships next to those things. And so we start to see what dealerships want and what all the market wants. And we figure out what to prioritize, and we can push out those little improvements and constantly be making a tool that is better and better for our dealerships, better and better for our vendors, better and better just for our partners as a whole. And we continue to build more and more partnerships as we grow as well.
I was gonna brag about our project management team too. We were able to poach
Absolutely.
a really, really strong project management manager from another company that best in the business. And then she has a team around her that then project manage it. And I think that's one of our strongest points is we can take an idea and create a software solution. And I would say faster than any software company out there. I mean, we literally have development tweaks and improvements sometimes overnight, right? Which is awesome. And it's all about organization. We have a really, really strong project management team.
That's awesome. I saw John is in the live chat, man. Great point. So he says it. Hits it right on the head. Some of the load boards need you. Certain auction boards send out inspection people. Most of the time do not catch issues until the carrier gets there. Now, right. I know, and this is really why Dispatching Live is a crazy show for 90 minutes every Thursday, because I cannot believe the garbage information that gets sent to the transporter. It gets either posted or sent, or just nobody cares in general, and the carrier gets there and it's not anything like what they expected. And it happens day after day, transport company after transport company. One of the things I say all the time, I don't understand how it's almost like the car was born when the transporter gets there. And what I mean is, like, nobody knew anything until the carrier went to pick it up. That's impossible.
Right. And then I'm sure a lot of dealerships try to kick it on the transport company. That didn't have a dent there when I bought it, right?
That's never been said. Never.
And all of a sudden it's got a broken tail light, and that's one thing. I was on a call with a really, really big franchise dealership. I believe they're back east, and that's one thing that we're really, really excited to fine tune and dive into is that transportation process, the communication between a dealership and a transport company. We already have an amazing solution for it today, and it's only going to get a lot better throughout this year. We have some pretty big partnerships and some deals that we're doing that we're super excited about.
And I think I was going to touch on that too, Jason,
Cool.
Earlier in the call, is that we have, through APIs and different partnerships and connections, working on streamlining that process, which is a hole in the automotive industry as well.
Yeah.
There's so much opportunity in this integration piece. There's the land run for auto transport software and electronic bill of lading inspections, that has already taken place. And in fact, that land run is still happening. There's still, many companies in that competition. But the next level of integrating with dealers, auctions at a higher level, that has just begun. And
let me ask you this: do they have a digital type like bill of lading today? That like most of these transport companies are like completing the walk around like noting dings, dents, scratches. Do they have something like that today?
And I love that you asked me that, because you're not the first person to ask me that. And I want to restate the question.
I don't know that I've
is,
seen one, right?
Exactly. This is a great moment. It's February. It's 2021. We should have like flying spaceships everywhere and robots and stuff. But the question is there an auto transport inspection mobile app? Right?
Yeah. I mean, is there, right?
And I want to savor this moment. Yeah, because yes, there is. Not only yes, but there's like over a dozen. And have you seen any of them?
I never have. No. Yeah, I mean, I
That's
ship
what
50
I'm
cars
saying.
too, right?
Exactly.
Like,
Now,
I don't know that I've seen one.
And my point is this: is that many dealers have seen one, but many dealers have not, because it doesn't seem to be extreme common knowledge. I don't know if it's a lack of marketing or of advertising. I sincerely don't know how, but
So
it's still not common knowledge. Yeah, there's many.
A little bit. Educate us a little bit. Is that a pain point for transport companies? Like that bill, I know we saw in the comment section earlier where, I mean, the dealership, broke off his taillight and that, is that an issue with transport companies assuming that risk of damage to vehicles, miscommunication on is that a big issue?
Yeah. Yes. Well, yes. Number one, it's a very big issue that transporters get left holding the bag. It's musical chairs with vehicle damage, and most everyone's assuming, yep, the transport guy is going to be the guy that left without a chair. We're good. We're all going to be fine. It's going to be the transport guy once again. So that is assumed, and that is a big problem. Also, but on the other side of that is, now in transport, not only is there one electronic mobile app, there are so many, and it's all happening so fast. Many drivers are like, listen, I don't have time to use a dozen different electronic inspection mobile apps.
But if they could tie it into the dealership software.
Well, and this is where we are in a software space race, because as you know, there are suddenly so many different software solutions. I heard it I was on FixedOpsRoundtable.com today. Ted Inks Fixed Ops. So I'm on there, and one guy was saying, yeah, the problem now is he's got 14 different software solutions to not only manage but train his staff to use. It's unbearable, and a lot of drivers are now going through that with car hauling software. 2015, it was 5 years ago. If you said electronic mobile app to a carrier, they would throw a hunk of paper at you and be like, no, I'm not doing it. That was 5 years ago. Today, there are now like a dozen mobile apps he needs to know how to use. That's what happened. That's what's happened in 5 years. What should happen in the next 5 is, listen, use whatever you want. Just make sure that it's accurate and everybody can see it and, all that stuff. So
and you have great
API integration is where it's at now. Yeah, that to me that seems like the real golden opportunity, API integration.
I love it. Cool.
And I think to that point too, something that Ty brought up is the simplicity of the software. So that's how we built our software, and we'll continue to build our software is to be able to have the command center and have it be very simple. Because when it comes to adoption, and we haven't really touched on this point much on this conversation, but adoption is key anywhere. A software is only as good as those that use it. And so we have built it very, very, very easy to where it's a click of a button on their mobile phone rather than having to learn a software that's very difficult to learn. And so our adoption is very quick and very easy to get new people up along with vendors. It's very simple. All they have to do is look at a picture, click a button, right? And communicate that way. So the software will continue to be that way, and streamlining the processes and being that command center.
I had a conversation with a dealership today where, I started to do the implementation. You asked us about managing these people and talking to these people and kind of the experience we have there. Literally, I had a dealership today that started doing the implementation. He goes, well, I don't really feel like I need you. I got in here and it was pretty intuitive. Seems pretty simple. And I'm like, well, that's the thing though, is we wanted to build a software that we recognize that for this tool to be valuable, your team uses it. And for your team to use it, it has to be something they want to use. And we take all that and we put that together, and yeah, we can easily imagine a world where the auction completes the inspection, and then that inspection is verified as the first step in a dealership's process, and anything that was flagged from the first inspection or the one when it arrives are things that can now be fixed and easily repaired as part of their recon process. If that's not, a perfect process for a dealership, and can, as we brought up, kind of protect the transport company as well. Software is going to make that possible, make that process possible.
So I love that you just said auction, because I wanted to say this, and it's in the live chat. We're having a great live chat, guys. Thank you so much. John at Finest Towing, auction houses do not give us anything like that. So I have a buzzer too. See, the thing is that
almost as good as the goldfish.
I got a horn because I toot my own horn, so I also have a horn. So the thing is that so here we are, we're satisfying the dealer, we're talking about the transport company and the electronic mobile app and stuff, but then this is it. Even if everybody has information, the driver gets to the auction house and they're like, yeah, well, that's not mine. Well, now listen, seriously, the dealer bought the car. He had information when he bought it. You don't have any information to connect when the transporter gets there to pick it up? Really? It's 2021.
Yeah. What about gate passes?
Gate
passes.
Okay,
right?
I like that you said that. What's a gate pass? A gate pass is a sheet with basic information. Although I'll tell you, before lot vision, before Mannheim lot vision, good luck wherever that car is.
Oh yeah, yep.
Right? It's 2021. I gotta look for 2 hours to find a car.
Right.
So, anyway, I bring that stuff up because that's one of our missions here on Auto Transport Intel is to point out, guys, we're I don't know why we're still at the end of the trough, but everybody else has all this great technology. You were able to realize that you went from 9 days to 8.24 days.
Yeah.
But the transporter's got to search a parking lot for 2 hours to find the Celica? Right?
Right.
What's up with that? So, yeah, it is. It's interesting, and so we're in kind of an information. I want to say revolution, but I don't want to say storm the Capitol and things like that. Great, thanks, Jay. Okay, so let's point this out in the live chat. Also, I wanted to say this. Okay, because we're in the last 10 minutes of the show, so I'm really pulling out all the stops. Okay. Musical chairs. I said musical chairs, and that would be your ad, right? Who damaged the vehicle? And it's musical chairs, and everyone's walking around, and the transporter's left without a chair, and he pulls out his phone and goes, nope, I have it on my mobile app. I have pictures. I have geotagged pictures. I didn't damage this car. Go fish. Somebody else did it. And that's where we're at. We're on the now. That geotagged photos has been around for a year or two, but I think it needs to be more common knowledge and integrated more. And that's why I'm excited that there's a lot of opportunity for integration. The software exists in different verticals, but it's still stuck inside the silo, and we need to punch holes in the silo. And get everybody talking and get that stuff connected.
I think that's one of the things that I like about what we're doing with Carketa is all those neglected little pieces here and there and vendors and transports and everything. We're really creating like a centralized hub for everyone to communicate and everyone to run flow, basically on processes and streamline it to make it easier on everyone, right? I mean, we could literally have it as simple as a transport truck walks out, scans the car. You now have the GPS location of when you scan the car. They could do a condition report, a preliminary condition report on the vehicle, and now you have record that's already pumped into the dealership's process, sitting in front of them saying, hey, I just picked up this car. Here's the condition. No confusion. Right?
There you
Take
go.
that a step further, Jason.
Yes.
Hey, I just picked up this car. It needs a new front bumper, and the dealership's ordering it before the car
Right.
gets there.
Right.
And
How valuable
It's
is that?
there
That's
when the
right.
car gets there.
And so that future is rapidly, we're rapidly going to. Because look what happened in the past year. I can't go any further without getting Nick Bedore says he's got a fever, and the only prescription is more cowbell. That's right. It is where. And Constantine, here's for Constantine Berduca, we got cowbell. Yeah, Ty says more cowbell. Listen, I really, really appreciate you guys taking the time. We made it. It's 5 till, and let's see. Oh, Rob's got one more. Let's see. Takes more time to try to locate the car, to find all the paperwork that the auction requires, and most auctions are different than it does to load the car and get out of there. Right, loading the car and getting out of there is the easy part. The hard part is all the mobile apps and the paperwork and the parking lot and everything else. I've said that as a dispatcher, and I don't drive, I don't load, I don't unload. I've been on the phone, and I've booked, I don't know, hundreds if not thousands of loads. But it seems like for the carrier, yeah, the driving, loading, and unloading, that's the easy part. It's getting loaded, staying profitable, and dealing with everything else. That's the hard part.
And
Yeah,
Jay,
it's challenging.
yeah, I was going to say, I've seen in the live chat too, when it comes to auctions, one of the fun things as well that we are working on is a couple partnerships with auctions to be able to help facilitate things that way too. So, part of the Carketa integration is working on streamlining that process, condition reports and transport and all of that in the Carketa system.
Awesome. Okay, I want to thank you guys so much. Brady's the CEO. Ty will give you the demo, and Jason will answer your questions. Before I let you go, any parting thoughts? 30 seconds of Zen? Anything like that?
Yeah. Go ahead, Brady.
Oh, I was going to say, I'm just excited to have the opportunity to be on the show. As you can see, we've got a lot of fun stuff working on simplifying it, and it's going to be, if you're not watching Carketa, make sure to keep an eye out on Carketa, because we're growing very, very quickly with smoothing that process. Like Jason mentioned, with these different holes in the whole process, we're helping to come up with solutions to help from vendors to dealers to auctions to transport, all of those different connecting pieces. It's been fun. It's a fun journey, and will continue to be a fun journey as we're growing it.
Yeah, and parting, I guess, if you guys want to reach out or have any questions on what we're doing as a whole, or you see their potential opportunities like partnerships and stuff like that with transport companies, we could maybe connect you with some of the dealerships that we have on board, dispatching loads and helping out that way. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. Go to getcarketa.com, and yeah, connect with us there.
I'll wrap up by saying we hit a
Ty.
demo, but guys, we hit the tip of the iceberg. You're right. This was a really general overflow. This 2-hour meeting was a 2-hour talk. An hour and a half of Carketa and answering a lot of questions. But the implementation process is a process that is really in depth and helps people. I saw a question, and I'm sure you were going to bring it up about pricing. We're here to help the small and the big dealerships as well. We help enterprise dealerships. We also help the small dealerships, and there's a solution and there's value for each and every single one of those dealerships and for these partnerships and for these vendors and these things like Jason brought up as well. We just look forward to being a facilitator that keeps the dealership growing and reaching new customers and reaching new heights in a developing digital age.
And I appreciate that. I want to say you said something cool, is that, that's another thing. not only is there just this gap of information when the carrier gets there to pick up the car, but how is it that there's still so many people, so many dealers or other, body shops or whoever is selling the vehicle, they acquire a vehicle and then they're like, well, gosh, how are we going to find a transporter? That's nuts. What are you talking about? Why do you have to run to the phone book or just that big load board in the sky and go, well, I hope so. Really? That's how you're going to get your car? That's interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, definitely a lot of software solutions that I think we can help out with for sure.
Yeah, super cool. Guys, this was really fun. I really do appreciate your time, the information, and I'm envious of anybody that signs up for a demo and gets to spend that amount of information and time with you, Ty, getting that demo. They're very lucky. So thanks for everything you do, and thanks for showing us the dashboard. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, one more thing, Jay, in the comment section, if you guys have questions, he's killer too. Very, very knowledgeable. Jay Blaine in the comment section, very knowledgeable about Big Blaine. So very knowledgeable about the car industry. Awesome presenter, very, very clear on the goals and the strategies and how we can help out with Carketa. So reach out to us or reach out to him. We'd love to help out. Thanks for the opportunity. We really appreciate it as well.
Yeah, thanks, Jay. Appreciate it.
Thank you all so much. That was awesome. Thank you very much. All right, I'm going to let you go. I'm going to say goodnight. Wave to the audience. Goodbye, everybody. All right, I'm going to let you guys go. Thank you so much.
All right, bye-bye.
And the meeting is over. That's it. I let the Carketa guys go. I can't believe it, Jay. They were so awesome, and now we're stuck with you. Yeah, that's right. I know. Aw, shucks. Guys, thank you so much. That was awesome show. I hope for the best, and I got the best. And I got you, and I got them. I want to thank Sue at Murphy Auto Transport, Murphy Auto Dispatch Services. Thanks for everything you do. Thanks for being my co-host on Thursdays on Dispatching Live. If you're looking for a dispatcher, join us on Thursday. Thank you, Mark Grodeke, Superflow Systems, for being in the live chat, supporting this channel. And, that's right, and ringing the cowbell because you have a prescription. You have a fever, and that's the prescription. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. Thank you, Brady, Ty, Jay, and Jason of Carketa. Thanks for the information and the demo and great conversation. And that's that thing is that's where the unknown magic. I don't know how it's going to go. We're going to have a conversation, and we had a real conversation. I'm so proud of the ground that we break on Tuesday nights with really bringing the verticals together in a way that's never happened. I mean, never has auto transport had a place at the table like it does on Tuesday nights. So thank you all for being a part of it and making that happen. Those questions in the live chat, that is gold. So thank you so much, because man, I don't know everything to say. I just turn the camera on and hope that the music doesn't stop. So I want to thank you so much. Thank you for being in the live chat, for your support, participation. Do me a favor. Stay safe out there. Be careful. Keep me posted. Let me know how I can help you. If you've got an idea for a show you want to participate on a Tuesday night or a Friday or something like that, you've got something to share, send me an email, autotransportintel@gmail.com. Otherwise, thank you all so much. Stay safe, and I'll see you soon.